Welcome to the Sunshadeau Archives. I'm Sasha, the master dice maker behind Sunshadeau Arts, and here I document all of my design process of how I make my dice. And in this video, we're going to be taking a look behind the curtain at how I created and designed Rebirth. This is my dice design inspired by Yasha of Critical Role, created by the amazing Ashley Johnson and Matthew Mercer. And I hope you enjoy this peek behind the curtain at how I made Rebirth. The first part of making Rebirth was creating the flower field for Yasha. I find, Yasha's love of flowers and her gentleness so moving and endearing. I absolutely love that about her. And so I knew that I wanted to include a field of flowers in her dice design. So just like with the consume die, I'm using this half sphere mold that I custom made, and I'm filling it with miniature dried flowers. And I'm making sure that the flowers are pointed downward in the mold because that's going to be the part that you're going to see, and I want all of the flowers to be facing the outside. Then once I have all the flowers placed, I just fill it with some clear resin that has a tiny bit of little shimmer in it, just for, something special. And then, the flowers will move around and you'll have to kind of move them back. It's just kind of how it goes. And then I like to fill in some of the gaps with little bits of dried flower petals. It just creates another layer of texture and fills in some of the holes in between the flowers. Then once that cures, you can snip off all of the stems of the flowers. I leave them on because if you snip them off before you put them in the mold, then the flowers will flip upside down in the mold, which you don't want to happen. So I always leave the stems in. It helps hold the flowers in place. And then I'm doing a second layer in the flower field where I'm adding a bunch of dried moss bits to add some greenery in the background behind the flowers, and then also adding a couple of extra little bits of dried flower petal. Then I'll again add another layer of clear resin, and somehow the video cut off and doesn't show this, but I actually also include some swirls of dark blue resin that helps kind of create the backdrop of the flower field. And you can see it here in the finished cured sphere. You can see the swirls of blue there. Now we have to have the sticker that is going to be the background behind Yasha's silhouette, which is of the stormy sky. And again, I just layered lots of different images together until I had exactly what I was looking for, played around with the colors, made it darker than I wanted it to be because the light's going to shine on it really brightly, and then had them made into vinyl stickers just like with Consume. You need to stick that vinyl sticker on there that is our stormy background for Yasha's silhouette right onto our flower field. Then for Yasha's silhouette, I had designed this image inspired by Yasha a long time ago, and I actually sold it on a bag. And then I brought that wing design back and added in Yasha's silhouette with her sword in front of it for our silhouette image. Now this was all designed before Yasha got her feather wings. And then I decided to just add the feathered wings in once that happened in the storyline. So the Yasha sticker is actually 3 stickers layered together. So there's the blue iridescent feathered wings that I cut out of sticker vinyl on my cutting machine. And then the Yasha silhouette of the bone wings, I actually had printed by a sticker company. It was the only way that I could get that high level of detail in such a small image. So I just layered that sticker on top, and then I cut away the excess clear sticker that I don't need. And you can see here how the two kind of layered together. It was the only way to get this look, and this was the look that I wanted. So I had to do this 3 sticker layer. And then we have Yasha's actual silhouette that is cut out of that same textured, brushed black vinyl that I used for the forward silhouette. And that creates our finished Yasha silhouette. So we have our feather wings in a blue iridescent, we got the bone wings printed in front, and then that black brushed Yasha's silhouette in front. So I just secure this to a clear disc, just like we did with Consume. And then we're gonna layer that in front of our stormy background and our field of flowers. Pop those inclusions into the mold and fill it with clear resin. Then when you pull it out of the mold, you ended up with a beautiful Rebirth die. Ooh, this one had a lot of flashing. Oh well, it happens sometimes. It happens. And we've got that beautiful Yasha silhouette in front of the stormy sky and our flowery field in the back. So I hope you enjoyed that look at the making of Rebirth. If you want to see more of these making of videos, you can check out the rest of my YouTube channel, or you can head over to my Patreon. My Patreon gets more extensive videos. They get early access to a lot of videos. So if you want to see what's coming next, you can get a quick early peek over on my Patreon. And they also get lots of perks, like getting to vote on dice designs, and I give away free dice on my Patreon. So it's a great place to come hang out. And if you're interested in dice making, I teach beginning dice making on my website, and I also teach advanced dice making that's currently only available through my Patreon. So if you're interested in those things, head on over there and check those out. And I hope that you enjoyed this look behind the curtain at the creation of Rebirth. Until next time. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and be sure to check out other videos on the Ask the Dice Maker channel. Want to learn how to make your very own resin dice? Take a peek at my dice making classes on my website at sunshadowarts.com or on Patreon. And if you want to connect, you can always find me on Twitter and Instagram at Sunshadeau Arts.